got out there, you went to New York, and we didn't even mention the play before, but Miss Saigon. I mean, what was
Yeah.
that? So it took you I'm going back to what you said before. It
Uh,
took you 3 years, and then what,
yeah.
they call you up, and then how did
Well,
that happen?
okay. Okay. You want me to tell you the whole process?
Okay. You know what's interesting, and I have to just pause for a second in
Okay.
a way on this because I haven't seen you in so long, and it's like catch up time. So I'm like
Right.
going back to San Francisco State, which is, there's just so much stuff. It's like we could do a 5 hour, 6 hour visit with margaritas.
Atta girl. Atta girl. No, but the funny thing was, I never told anyone about this, especially in San Francisco State, about the things that I had to go through, uh, only because I just did not want to jinx it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of like hush hush on everything. But yeah, like I said before, I saw that blurb in at the Examiner, and I went there, and I met Vinny Liff, who was one of the agents, and David Caddick, who's the musical supervisor of all the Cameron McIntosh shows. So I was there, I sang my song, and then he said, listen, would you by any chance know or how to go about getting more people about to do this? And I really did not understand what they meant. And they said, well, actually, we did put out flyers, and we called the newspapers and also the Filipino newspapers there, and we just we didn't get that many people here. And I said, well, how many people have you seen? And then he goes, with you, you're the 25th. And I'm like, oh my God. So it was really weird to see that. Okay, because when I found out it was my Miss Saigon when I went there and they said it.
So
And
you
like,
hadn't known. Right when you got in the
no,
door, they told you.
no, they just said Asian Americans, Filipinos. And I went, "Wah!" And I figured, okay, yeah. And that it was going to Broadway. And so that's when they did say that about Miss Saigon, because since Leia was Filipino, they figured, oh, that's the talent pool that we need to get.
Mm.
How can we go about it in San Francisco, well, in the United States, because the majority of the actors of the ensembles in the London productions were from Philippines. And I don't know where I was going with. Oh yeah, so they basically said, can we give you a call in a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
And so they called me again, and they said, listen, what you said about the auditions. And I said, sure. It goes like, if we pay you, would you be interested in getting we want to go back to San Francisco, and we want to do another open call audition, but we really need, people to actually come there. And it said, would you be interested in trying that out? And I said, hell yeah, because the first thing I realized I know is that you need to network in this biz. And I figured, okay, yeah. So at least I have my foot in that door. So I set up that huge open call in SF State. I don't know if you knew that, or if you remember that there was a Miss Saigon audition there.
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in one of the call room in the music department that that they did. And I was the stage manager, and it was just so weird that we had over like 200 people audition for it.
Wow.
And it was really nice, and that was like my first foray into like, oh my God, this is so professional that I get there. They have them sign in. I get their headshots, and then I tell them the way I go in, and then I announce them, and then they come in. It was really, it was eye-opening, because I didn't know that there were that much Filipinos who are that talented. And so I'm like, oh geez, this is my chance of actually getting into the role even less, because they're seeing a lot more. Uh, so uh,
But you have this
I did
amazing
that.
talent.
It I was not comfortable with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, uh, even now, I can't stand the sound of my voice. And even if I record, yeah, if I'm recording something, I don't like listening to it on the playback, especially when I'm singing. Yeah, it's weird. Even after all these years, I still kind of cringe when I hear my voice. You
Well,
know,
I think a lot of real professionals, like, like going back to Katharine Hepburn, I don't think she watched her movies. She just did it, and I'm not going to watch
oh
that.
no, okay, good. I'm not going to watch all those films. I've been in it. I've done it. I've gone through it. I don't need to see it on screen. Thank you
Oh,
very much. So
medical
anyway,
treat.
yeah, that's what's happened with it. And then that whole oh my god, that whole thing about Jonathan Price, uh, being a Caucasian playing an Asian role. So
Right.
that was a whole to do. And also the guy who played Tui was white, and I didn't know it, but once I got the recording of it, he was in yellow face and some eyelid makeup, and I'm
Oh,
like, oh my
wow.
god, this is bad. Yeah, yeah, it
I
was.
forget about this, especially where we were then and where we're at now.
Yeah, it was strange, and I'm like going, oh my god, I never even thought of that. And so once that started happening, and people like BD Wong and all the other Asian Americans performers was up in arms with it, and also with equity, you know, that what's his face? What's his face? Hello, Cameron McIntosh said, you know what? It's my show. I'm not doing it. So yeah, that was a really weird moment for me, because I know one side it's misappropriation.
Yeah.
Let's and and I cannot believe that Cameron says that Jonathan Price is the only one who can play this role on Broadway. You know, and so, but on the other side, I said, well, there goes my chance of getting my equity card, and not get into the show. So there's that. That's my first foray in very careful with politics,
Oh my
which
God.
I did not know about it.
Yeah.
That comes into play as I got into New York. But yeah, it was more that was probably the hardest thing for me, because you don't know what's happening, and you I tend to I need to plan ahead of what's going to happen, and it was tough for me uh because at that point I was working 3 jobs. I was doing shows
Right.
there. um I was also uh I got hired to be a cover in Beach Blanket Babylon
In San
at the
Francisco.
same time in San Francisco. Yeah. uh so it was I was like, oh my god.
But
and
were
and
you
oh,
in, oh,
huh go
you
ahead.
were in New York and San Francisco? Were you like bi-coastal?
No, I was no, I was still in
You
SFC
were
when I
still,
got into.
right. You were
Yeah,
still,
I was still in college. Anna Morgado, who's also uh actually was one of the swings there, or covers for it, said, hey, they're looking for a guy to maybe be a cover for the Singing Poodles and Sylvester Stallone. And I went, okay, but I'm not, I don't look like them. So so anyway, just go there and audition. And I did. And I was hired for it, which was great. but we'll get to that also because I did not.
What a
Not that many people
classic.
know
I mean,
about this.
that was the big show in San Francisco. How many years did that go on?
Oh my God, I have no idea. Wait, wasn't it in 72 and then it ended in, did they close in 2000s or
I think it was 2000,
1990s?
right
Yeah.
at the beginning, right before the pandemic.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. But yeah, I was able to perform with Val Diamond. Oh my God, she was fabulous. Uh, so yeah, I was on a, I just did not know what to do. And I got really sad at one point because you have a lot riding on this for me because it's what I love to do,
Yeah.
and knowing that it's just there, it's almost there. I can touch it. Not to say that I that I would actually get it, but knowing that there was a possibility that I can get it and just let it be all, pushed out for me was kind of depressing. It was. It
Right.
was because I thought that was my only chance to get into this,
Right.
being being a minority, and unless there's I mean, what King and I would be coming around, that's maybe I can do that, or things like that,
Yeah.
David. But yeah, I was very happy though once they said, "Oh, go ahead, let's go ahead and do this," and I went
Now,
and I auditioned
what was
for
the
it.
lesson that you learned from that? What was that lesson about maybe getting stressed out or depressed or sad beforehand, and then it did happen? Or
There is, yeah,
yeah.
there is a lot of inner work that I had to do. Uh, I was introduced to actually how to breathe correctly from Lynn Barbara, which I've never did before. And also the whole thing of I just have to keep myself busy and not focus in on one thing, because by doing that, I am probably missing all other opportunities that would come my way, but I would just not really focus into it. So I focused in more in my craft, and I focused in more on school. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to say that. And just do all of the tech work.
Yeah.
Because we all needed to do that. And I
Now,
also have to
oh,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Also, there was another thing was I had an agent in San Francisco. I got her through when I got my I was employed in Beach Bank at Babylon. Why do I keep saying Babylon?
I would say the same thing.
Beach Bank at Babylon.
Babylon. Yeah.
Babylon. So I guess I did not know how the agent and actor relationship is supposed to go, and I still do not understand. But it was just one point where I called my agent up and I just said, "Hi, I'm just wondering, I heard that they might have auditions again for Miss Saigon. Is there anything you know about?" And I don't know what happened, but she went off on me of saying, "How dare you think, who do you think you are? Asking me about all of this stuff. Who knows? You may not even be right for it."
How dare her?
Yeah, it freaked me out. It totally freaked me out. What she just
That
said,
was a
I really
power
have no
trip.
use. Yeah, it was. Well, I didn't know then.
Yeah.
And she goes, I really have no use for you, but good luck anyway. And she hung up on me.
Ah, and this was your agent?
That was my agent. And I freaked. I remember saying, I was working in the White House Records down at Union Street.
I was down the
I
road
got
at
off-
Record Factory.
That's the closest I'll get with music.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I remember just bawling and having a nervous breakdown. I was at the cash wrap, just going, oh my God, my life's. And she asked me, like, you need to walk around. You need just get over it.
Yeah.
Well, not get over it, but yeah, accepting the fact that I may not, I was thinking that I failed, because I thought you needed an agent in order to get your foot in the door with that. And so, and I was also freaking out, I would see her in open auditions, and she would just stare at me and I'm like, okay, bye. I don't know what the point is. Oh, it was the whole thing of what I have to make a choice as to what's good for me needs to balance out. It needs to beat out what everyone thinks about you. Because if I'm not there 100%, I'm basically screwed, because there's no support system there. And also, if I don't have a grasp on myself, I may alienate my friends. And there goes more of there's no support,
Yeah.
Then I just realized, oh wait, I'm still in college, so I can still learn. And that's when, again, I'm going back to doing all the classes and doing all the acting courses and things like that, just to keep my mind busy and letting go of, accepting the fact that this may never happen to me. And I think it was just the letting go of it and moving forward and doing things that kind of got me maybe the job. Because when I first auditioned for it, I was like, I need this. God, I hope I get it.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God, this is going to get me out. This is getting me going. But it was more of, once I got to that callback, I said, listen, I may not make it into this, but I'm okay. Just so long as I put 100% in that audition. Yeah. So that way I have no excuse or make any excuses for myself saying it's your fault, you didn't do 100%. It's all pretty much a mind fuck for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how that goes for other actors. So yeah, it was, talk about drama. Oh my God, talk about drama. And also, coupled with the fact that I was like 2 months after that, I was let go from my contract for Beach Blanket Babylon.
Oh.
Without even they really saying it. They basically just said, we really don't have a space there for you.
Right.
Meaning, like going, oh, you mean the fact that I'm not white? Because I kind of mentioned that at the audition, Really? And they also had some guy coming in already. Seriously, yeah, on board. So I'm like, oh, wow, this is really shanty. But this is sounding like the showbiz type thing.
It really makes me think of those ups and downs, those hills and valleys that we go through in life,
Yes.
And we just have to, again, it's holding on to that roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it is. And also the fear of just kind of going like this while you're going down that roller coaster ride.
Exactly, because I forget to do that. I'm like,
yeah. No, but yeah, it was interesting. So needless to say, that's where I kind of let myself physically go. Yeah, you see me in some of the pictures where I was like,
well, and then, but then you got a call, you said. They called you up out of the blue?
They called me up and said, listen, Ray, I went, hi,
What?
we would like to see you uh, for the actual callbacks. So we'll fly you to New York and we're going to sing to the whole production crew. And yeah, so meaning Cameron McIntosh, David Caddick, Bob Avian, and Nicholas Heitner, who's the director. And so I was like, oh my God, all right, I gotta get back into shape. And this is what I just said. I said, okay, Lord, whoever up there, if I get this, or if I do have a feeling that this may happen, I have to get myself healthy again. Uh, so I joined Jenny Craig in order, just so you know. From then on, I was on Jenny Craig. I don't know if you've seen me. I was carrying all these Jenny Craig folders. It's on all my classes, just going, okay, look at this. I have my food. Okay, great. So yeah, they flew me up there.
Yeah.
They flew me out there, and it was New York summer.
Oh,
Did not know the concept of summer in New York.
yeah.
And also I landed there at 6 o'clock at night. I had an audition at 10 the next day, and I get into my room and it is like 90 degrees, seriously 90 degrees. And I looked at the thermostat and I'm like, oh my God, it says here the air is still on, but it's 90 degrees. Again, the kid in me just said, I don't want to cause any problems. I'll just try and get some sleep, open the window. And that almost cost me my my audition. And that almost, yeah,
You almost
that
overslept.
yeah, I sang the song when I got there because I was so tired. And also I was wearing these I, I always loved wearing baggy stuff, and I was wearing this really thick baggy jeans.
Yeah.
It was like that, and I had a t-shirt on and a jacket over it to hide my body. So it looks like I was swimming it, but I was sweating like and so once we did the dance auditions. They all lined us up and they said, thank you very much. Everyone can go except for Ray Santos. And everyone left, and I went downstage. And then David Caddick, who is the musical supervisor, came up to me, and he had this really sexy English accent too, which I will not do. But he goes, I just wanted to know, how are you feeling today? And I said, what do you mean? And they said, vocally, how are you feeling today? What has something? Can you tell me what happened as far as from leaving to go here and then actually getting here? So I kind of just told them. I said, listen, I couldn't sleep because it was 90 degrees in my room, and he just stared at me and he goes, okay, I'll tell you what. You are to come back in 2 days, and we want to see you again. But in those 2 days, I need you to promise me that you need to take care of yourself. Um, I did not know what that meant. So I went there. I stayed in that same room, freaking out. I did nothing. I did not leave. I did not, I didn't do any search, any tourist thing. I was always on the phone with Lynn Barbara Mahler for like 2 hours each day, just saying, I don't know what to do with this. And she just said, you need to rehearse. That's it. There will be times where all the conditions will not be in your favor.
Yeah.
But the people auditioning doesn't really need to see that. What was important, she said, was someone believed in you to actually say, you need to go back there rest, do whatever I need to do, and come back in 2 days. Um, yeah,
What
so
an
that
amazing woman she is.
she. Oh my God, yeah, yes, and love the journey that she's gone through as well. You know, I consider her a really good friend, even though I have not spoken to her in ages, ages. Um, I kind of freaked out that she was on Facebook at one point. I went, Lamara, and then she never followed up like that. Um, so anyway, yeah, 2 days of just staying there and putting the pillow on my face so I can just sing as loud as I can without uh, interrupting everyone. So I went there, I sang the song, uh, which was Gethsemane from Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yeah.
And again, shout out to Lynn Barbara and to Marty for doing all of the music audition songs, because that's how I got, those are the songs that I use even now, you know. But I the whole thing of become prepared and not questioning yourself, because I've done this song and we broke it down. I've sang it to, you know, to you guys, and you guys gave me notes, which is what we did. By the way, your performance song of My Funny Valentine has always been like in my heart. I will never forget that. Just so you know. We're like this.
I'm trying to remember when I love doing that song. It's my favorite song, but I don't remember when.
It was music. Yeah. We all had to sing a song. And so I think you were there. I think Gerard was there.
Oh, right.
And Kate was there.
Oh.
Yeah. So just so you know, so
thank you.
It's funny that, yeah, people make an impact on other people. They don't, and they won't know it unless someone says it to you. Yeah. And say, hey, I noticed you and I remember you in that. And it's nice to know. It's nice to say, to think that. Sorry, I have to move that in there because this is about to fall. Yeah, so I did sing the song, and they flew me home, and I was just like, I told no one about it. I was just quiet, and I just went about, my daily routine, and just learning more songs, and also getting a freaking gym membership, which I've never done, to kind of get my weight back down. So yeah, it was in November. Yeah, it was in November. I had a phone call, and I was just about to leave because I was late for Robert Seagrist's class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the lighting, because he does not does not enjoy people going in there really late, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Seagrist. God bless you. Yeah, so Vinny Liff called me and he said, Ray, how are you? And I said, I'm fine, Vinny. How are you? He's doing well. And he goes, oh, listen, how do you feel about maybe moving to New York? And I screamed. I started crying, and it freaked my mom out because I was probably screaming in Vinny's ear. Yeah, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. And I hung up, and then I just looked at my mom and I said, I got it. I got it. I got it. And that's all I kept saying. And she was like going, what did you get 3 months? What did you get 3 months? And I was like, oh my God. And so, yeah, that feeling of, oh my God, just hearing that. Do you ever get that feeling where once they say you got to roll, and sometimes the whole energy changes in everything, and in myself, like a weight has been lifted, and I was able to breathe again. Um, it was surreal. I did not know. I was like walking in just in a daze. Even and now also needed to go. I still need to go to school. So I was like, I go to Mr. Secret's class and I just sat there like this. And I was still in shock. I think it wasn't until, and I was busted. I wanted to tell someone and I couldn't. Uh, I don't remember who it was, but I think I went to this in the sewing area with Mr. Byers.
Right.
And I think it was him that I finally just said, think um I think I got into a show because I got into Miss Saigon and everyone just started screaming there and I went, yes. So finally it was that time that I was actually able to celebrate what I have done. Nothing ego, no ego about it. It was just pure joy. And it was nice. And it was nice to feel what they're feeling and how they're feeling for me. And it was okay. It was memorable because after that, they just said, Ray, so what part are you playing? What role are you playing? I looked at them and I went, I don't know. I hung up on my agent. And I did. I was like, so I went to lunch and then.
This was another agent though.
Well, no, right. It was Vinny. It was the casting agent.
Oh, the casting, right.
It was the casting agent in New York, the guy who I auditioned to in day one. So I was like, oh motherfucker, I never asked about that. So then the whole thing of, I can't call them up and say, what did I get? When I got there, I didn't talk to anyone about that until 3 weeks. We got into rehearsal. But anyway, I had to go eat. And then when I came back, there were all these flyers stuck on the wall, especially in what room is that with the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right there, right in the hall with the
yeah, and the case and the
cases, the photos.
Yeah. Oh, that's really so bad that I don't remember that. But yeah, and then if you go on the right hand side, there's all the dressing rooms, there are all the bulletin boards. It's there and saying, and it's said, and I have it somewhere. It says Ray Santos got a call from his agent in New York City, and just found out that he got cast in Miss Saigon, but he forgot to say what part he was playing. It was like, oh my God. It was really funny. And I took 2 or 3 of them down. Just I said, oh God, I need this. I need to hide it.
That's great.
So
That's in your book now.
It's in my book. It's in my book. I'm sorry if I just like went off tangent with the whole rehearsal process, audition process, but it was.
You're talking about that whole story. The story is brilliant. I mean, you took me there and I was just like, I mean, this is the audition. I mean, and this is just the first part of the whole.
Yeah.
Amazing.